Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, and welcome to the Year of the Rabbit. How's it going, guys? It is Thursday, January 19th, YC 125. Today is a kind of a down day, as it were. So, actually, this brings up an interesting point, which I'll probably talk about a couple times today. Hold on. All right, so one of the things about I've been thinking about my schedule, right? Because my problem is that, like, even though I'm pretty consistent, I'm still not quite consistent enough, right? Like, sometimes I start an hour earlier, sometimes I start an hour later. Sometimes I do something super important, sometimes I don't. But things have started to kind of fall into a regular pattern. So what I'm thinking about doing is basically Tuesday at 1800 is going to be the week show, right? That's going to be the one that's about teaching something, right? It's going to be the big one. It's either going to be about, like, what, you know, like some bigger concept or some sort of presentation, right? That way I have the entire weekend to set it up. That makes Monday into kind of like a bonus day. If I can do Monday, then that's fine. If I don't do Monday, that's fine. If I want to do something not EVE related, then Monday becomes like a good day to do it. Whatever, right? And then Wednesday is, of course, my day off. Likewise, if I do something on Wednesday, which probably won't, it might not even need to be EVE related. Thursday, today, would be like the chill day, right? Today's the day that's probably going to be less structured, maybe do more activities as opposed to teaching, actually playing the game. Today we're going to be doing Yeet exploration, for example. And then Friday is like update day, right? If there's anything to talk about for the weekend, if there's anything to talk about for next week, if there's anything to talk about upcoming events, that's the kind of stuff that we'll talk about on Friday. And then, of course, you know, major updates, hobo leaks, news posts, blogs, etc. will be just talked about whenever they come up, right? That seems like a pretty decent schedule. So then, like, on Tuesday and Friday, we'll aim to go live at 1800, and then on Thursday I'll aim to go live at 1900. And if that makes sense to people, then I'll probably, like, literally codify that, and then that'll just be the schedule from now on. And now, oh my god, we have a show with a schedule. That'd be so cool, right? We'll see how long that lasts. All right. Now then, as for today we are going to be doing some Yeet exploration. But first, I do have something to go over. We do have something really quick to go over. Sort of quick. Hey, Extra Squishy, how's it going, man? So, Year of the Rabbit. We talked about this a little bit last stream, but we didn't really know what was going to happen yet. Now we do. It's the 19th. But before we talk about what happened today, I actually want to talk about what happened yesterday, because that is pretty curious, and this is one of the ones that, like, got a lot of people very confused. So yesterday we had a patch note, right? We got patches. We got a patch note. But hold on a second. Here's the thing about that. If we go to Hobo Leaks, right? We can go to Hobo Leaks and we can see, okay, well, there is an update 7 hours ago, right? Okay, well, there's an update 7 hours ago. That's fine. When was the update before that? Because 7 hours ago, that'd be today's patch. So let's look at yesterday's patch, which is this one. Wait a minute. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Okay, well, this one's 7 hours ago. There was no patch yesterday. There was no patch yesterday, but there was a patch note. Curiouser and curiouser. So let's look into it. What does that patch note say? Skipping over this one. Added access restrictions to Tranquility from mainland China. That is the one patch note from yesterday. Now, obviously, this doesn't require an actual client patch. If it did, we would have seen it on HoboLeaks. This is entirely a server-side change, which is weird that they would post it as a patch note. It would be even weirder if they did this the day before the Lunar New Year celebration began, that was designed to be surrounded around the release of the Chinese localization. So yesterday I was like, well, shit, I don't even know if they're going to release the localization tomorrow anyways. Did CCP kibosh CCP's plans for CCP to support CCP's people? Wait, hold on. You know what I mean. Maybe. But then, today, we do get it. We get the Lunar New Year. We get the Lunar New Year celebration. We get simplified Chinese. And we get, I guess, New Eden Store dynamic adjustment, which is weird. But, so what really happened here? I'm going to go on a conspiracy theory, ready? My theory is that... So, CCP, as in the Chinese CCP, has been cracking down on games and external sources of media and entertainment in mainland China. Recently, there was some hubbub with Steam and some other things. So I suspect that in order to protect themselves when they release the simplified Chinese client, CCP first bans connections from mainland China. In other words, now CCP Games has cover to prove to CCP, the Chinese company, or the Chinese government, that they are in fact not doing this to support people getting around the firewall and playing the game in spite of that. That this Chinese client version is exclusively for people who speak Chinese outside of the Chinese mainland. And you know that because they banned anybody who isn't from the mainland China. Now, people have, and probably rightfully said, that a lot of the Chinese people will just use VPNs. Yep, exactly. Exactly what Extra Squishy just said. Most of the Chinese people will just use VPNs. But that is not CCP Games' problem. Their problem is if they are seen as facilitating those Chinese players from accessing it through the Great Firewall. Therefore, by putting in those restrictions on their side, they are effectively in compliance with the Chinese government's requirements and gives them cover to say, well, we're not the ones allowing them to connect. They're going around it the same as they are with you. And I think that that is why they would do such a thing. Just modern politics. Yay! All right. But there's more to this, okay? And you guys can tell me what you think about that theory. Like porn sites asking you to enter your age. Exactly, Extra Squishy. Exactly. You have to check the button. Of course I'm over 18. Psh, why would I lie on the internet? That's a really good analogy, actually. I love it. All right. So, last time we looked at the skins, and I predicted that the base skins were going to be part of the login rewards, and that the special Year of the Rabbit skins could potentially be part of a pack. And unfortunately, I was 80% correct. So if we look at the login rewards, for this event, would somebody just go and lie on the internet? We see the Rupture, the Omen, the Vexer, the Caracal, and the Gila, which is kind of interesting because we aren't seeing the other ones. Hold on. Serenity. I still run into the exact same problems that we did last year, or last time, where looking up the word Serenity gets way too many skins. But let's just look real quick to see if we can find the examples. Yeah, so the Ashimu, this Serenity splatter, not on the list. But at the same time, if you notice, there is no permanent skin. These are all permanent skins, right? The Omen, for example. The Omen has a 30-day, 365, a 7, a 90, but it... Wait. Is this... No, wait, hold on. No, that's a normal one. Hold on. How's that possible? How's that possible? Serenity Electric. Oh, there it is. Weird. Weird. All right. Either way. Did I have a moment of madness? Nope. It's... whatever. Okay, so, but my point is, so this the Vigilant Serenity Splatter, this one isn't there. There's one more. One more. I guess it doesn't really matter. My point is that there are 3 pirate ships that are still missing from this track that seem that it would be part of it, especially with the Gila being there, right? Because there's the Gila Serenity Circle. Cinnable. The Cinnable Serenity Twirl skin is also not there, right? So we don't know where these are coming from yet. All right? And this is important because of the Red Stargazer. We have the Bargus, the Balgorn, the Macarial, the Marshal, the Nightmare, the Rattlesnake, and the Vindicator. There's a few problems with this one, as far as I'm concerned. The Chinese New Year is on the 22nd? I have no idea. So here it says, the Eve store is offering 2 special packs that are unique to the Lunar New Year festivities. The Red Stargazer pack and the Lunar Festival pack. The Red Stargazer pack includes 30 days of Omega time, 500 Plex, an advanced boost cerebral accelerator, 1 skill extractor, and the stunning Red Stargazer skins for your Balgorn, Macarial, Rattlesnake, or Marshal. Which means... sorry, it says the Red Stargazer skins will display specific visual effects whenever a PvP kill is made by your ship, and they are affected by subsequent kills and ship speed 2, a first in Eve. First of all, the ship speed part is not the first in Eve, but the kill mark is. So these skins, we can't tell. We don't have a way to really see this, but apparently they get cooler the more kill marks you have on them. This brings up 2 basic issues that I have. First of all, I kind of made the joke that if they put another Nightmare behind a pack wall, I'm going to be very upset. And lo and behold, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. There is a Nightmare skin. It's pretty cool. I'd like to have it. I didn't want to have to pay a Plex pack for it. And so CCP heard my cries. And said, no, you will not get the Nightmare Red Stargazer skin through the Plex pack. We have no idea how we're going to get it. It's not available. There's no current method for how to get it. Now, there's a dev roam going to be happening and some challenges and some like hunt and finds or whatever. And maybe that's going to be where they come from. So we're going to give CCP a technically correct. But gosh darn it, man. Am I like the Nightmare? Every single good skin of theirs. Never mind. Whatever. The other concern so that the other thing is, so then, what is it? The Balgorn, Macarial, Rattlesnake, or Marshall. So Barghest. So this one, doesn't matter how good it looks, you don't get this as part of the pack. The Nightmare. Did they say Rattlesnake? Yeah. Balgorn, Macarial, Rattlesnake. So, wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay. Balgorn, Macarial, Rattlesnake, Marshall. So Nightmare and Vindicator. Vindicator is the other one that isn't shown. So this one isn't there either. Now, you can see, coming off the backs occasionally, you'll see this like square particle effect that go into the back. Now that square particle, there it went right there. That square particle effect is actually the thing that accelerates, or there's more of them the faster you're going. So that's why there's only this one little thing right here. It becomes more cool if you're going faster, right? Your Megathron has a rabbit infestation now? Excellent. So my concern with this is, like, these are the pirate battleships. This is... So, the very first time they come out with a skin that works on kill marks, they put it on pirate battleships. Why? Like, yes, Macarial fleets are great. There are some instances of these ships being used in PvP. But, like, the Balgorn's mostly a support ship. The Macarial's used by elitists to dunk on people. The Barghest is pretty cool. The Nightmare gets used in PvE a lot. I guess I have seen some of it used in PvP. The Rattlesnake is solidly a PvE ship. The Vindicator's pretty cool, but, like, how often does that get used in PvP? The point is that even if they do get used in PvP, the chances of any given one of these guys with a red Stargazer skin getting more than a few kill marks on their ship is really low. They've put out this new tech and they're making it something for, like, the most elite of the elite. And the Nestor isn't even included. Good point. Good point. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. Why not put these on all of the new Navy ships you just came out with? Can you imagine how popular these would be if it was the Red Stargazer Catalyst Navy issue, Cormorant Navy issue, Prophecy Navy issue, Myrmidon Navy issue? Like, I would be buying those right now. I'd be having a competition to see who's going to get the month of Flex, or the month of game time, because I don't need it, because I'd want that skin so badly. But now, the skins are for ships that in order to get the thing out of the skin, I have to use the ship in a way that is, like, not the normal way to use the ship, and puts it in grave risk, right? Like, I don't know, man. Why not the pirate cruisers? Why not the Navy ships? It boggles the mind. But whatever, man. New tech is in the game. There's a pack. Enjoy it if you want to. I'm sure these things will be worth a lot. The other pack is actually kind of interesting. The other pack is something that we've seen before. It's the Lunar Festival pack. It includes 8 days of Omega time. It includes 50 plex, 500,000 skill points, a basic accelerator, and then the Vexor Navy issue Empyrean Dragon skin, and the Men and Women's Empyrean Dragons Jacket and Fireworks. This pack is so cool that last time it came out, I bought 2 of them because, wait a minute. Does it? Yeah, it's the Vexor Navy issue. Because this skin is just so good. Let me show it to you guys. I am a bit biased because it has the name Empyrean in it. But like, this is a solid skin. This has been one of my favorite skins in a long time. This is the reason why I fly Vexor Navy issues. Okay? So, this is unironically pretty cool. And then, available in the nest, the return of the Dragon Phoenix skins. With a 30% discount. Gila, Brutix, Ishtar, Cerberus can be acquired separately or in the Dragon Phoenix bundle, which also includes the Crimson Phoenix and Vermilion Dragon facial augmentations. These offers are only available during the Lunar Year celebration, so don't miss out. So let's go look at that. Your logic has no power here. Ishtar Dragon Phoenix, Cerberus Dragon Phoenix. These are pretty cool skins. I've become a pretty big fan of them. I might actually grab it for the Cerberus, especially since one of our members has been really loving the Cerberus in the Abyss and made me kind of want to try it out. Also, the Brutix, it's a clean skin. It's nothing too fancy, but it is pretty cool. I wish we could see it on more ships, but the whole bundle's less than a month of Eve, so. Let's see. What would it look? Is that? Wait, is that the thing that Ash is wearing? I can't remember. Hey, Massmon, thank you for that subscription. No, right? I don't think that's what she's wearing. Either way. That's it. That's all we got. So, today. Today, we are going to do some Yeet exploration. I've been talking with a lot of people in rookie chat, whatnot. I have a guide. Actually, let me pull that up real quick. I have a guide that I wrote on Reddit a while ago called How to Have an Adventure in Eve for Under 5 Million ISK. It is basically how to do Yeet exploration using a Tech 1 exploration ship. Now, obviously, Tech 1 exploration ships don't cloak. They don't hack quite as well, so you're not going to be like 100% successful, but that's why it's an adventure. I didn't say make your fortune with 5 million ISK, although you absolutely can. It's having an adventure. So we're going to have an adventure, all right? But we're going to do it kind of the more advanced way, okay? So that guide is like step 1, okay? This is we're going to go 3, okay? So I have an Astero, which last time we did this, I did get the Explorer skin, so that's cool. And then I also have my 18 probes. I have a data and relic analyzer, as you can see. And I also have a home Pochfin filament, a proximity Pochfin filament, and a glorification Pochfin filament, as well as 4 noise filaments, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the noise filaments to go into Null-sec. We're going to go have some fun until Extra Squishy kills me. And then, assuming that doesn't happen, I will use the home filament to go into Pochfin, because the home filaments are the safest. The home systems are, I'm going to guess, the safest systems, because they're the hardest ones to get into. And then, depending on where I am, I will navigate and use an extraction, or I'll just use a glorification and end up in low-sec or high-sec. All right? Now, the one clever piece of this is that I really don't want to land in Caldari high-sec, because I'm in faction warfare, but we're going to call that part of the excitement, okay? All right. Step 1. Warp to somewhere away from everything else. In this case, we're going to go with this thing towards the sun. I don't know what that is. I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere. Now, I'm going to make sure my safety's yellow or red. It's red. and I'm going to activate the noise filament. Oh, I also need to right-click on myself, go to Pilot, and form fleet with, because you need to be in a fleet to use these things so you can form a fleet with yourself. Step 1, yeet. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what? Come on, man. There we go. 3, 2, 1, yeet. Okay. Where am I? I'm in catch. No one's in the main bank. There's 2 signatures. I'm in Sancha space. That's pretty decent. We're going to look at where we are. Now I'm going to go to the map and I'm going to filter it. I'm going to filter it by, or color it rather. Average pilots in space. Okay. I'm looking for a nice grayed out area, which, holy crap, is there a nice grayed out area? So we're going to go through this whole area here and look for sites. There's nobody in local with me, so we can decloak, drop our probes, and get to scanning. Step 2, profit. Well, you know, profit is of secondary concern, but we definitely are going to want to try to make some profit today. Okay. We will zero in on this one because it's the most well scanned down of the 2. Not by much, but, you know, whatever. Bump it down 2 notches. Scan again. Step 3A, profit. Step 3B, explode. Pretty much. No signatures detected. So that meant that my deviation was too high. So I'm going to bump it up 1 step. It'll probably get a ring or an echo, but that's fine. That's actually pretty good in this case. There's the ring. So because of the ring, I can tell, like, if you see this edge right there is where is this little pocket of space where not a lot of things line up. So that is where the signature has to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been a ring. Okay, got a second ring because it was slightly off, but once again, there's only part of the ring that is eligible. Otherwise, the rest of the ring, if it was anywhere else in the rest of the ring, it wouldn't have gotten a ring. So once again, we can put it at the far edge. Boom. And it is a combat site, which I do not care about in high sec, or null-sec rather, in the least. So we're just going to skip that one. Now, what was it? Nth-dimensional taught people and me that you could actually filter out the ones that you don't want, right? So like if it's a combat site, it'll automatically make it disappear as soon as it knows it's a combat site. But the problem with that for me is that I will just get confused, right? Like even if I know that I've set up the filter, when it disappears, there'll be a second of me being like, where'd it go? So I don't even bother with that. I'm one of those players that I'm more happy with erroneous information that I can filter out than, you know, preventing information from coming to me in the first place. Are you the only weirdo that goes to low-sec to run combat anomalies? No. Combat anomalies in low-sec is actually pretty good. Gas site. Don't need it. We're going out. Next one. I'm not going to be doing null-sec combat anomalies in an Astero. That's just not going to happen. My point is that if I filter for anything, then when it disappears, I get confused. So I just rather it show me that it's a gas site and then maybe just make the decision to not go after it anymore, you know? Just like I could filter out anomalies, but I feel like that's information in it also. I'd rather let my brain process the information than try to pre-process it for me. No signatures in this one. Might be fun to see you try. Let's try to see me do yeah, let's do the maze with an Astero. That'll last exactly like 10 seconds. Three signatures, nobody local, excellent. Don't forget to like the stream. Yes, thank you, Aika. Please hit the like. It really does help share the streams. Actually, the last couple of streams have been doing pretty good getting views even afterwards. So I really do appreciate all of the help and support that everybody's been doing and liking the videos and sharing them around and stuff. Oh my god. Combat, gas again, huh? Excellent. Well, carry on. Remember, guys, rule number 1 of exploration. You always find what you're not looking for. I don't want gas or combat today, so that's all I'm going to find. As a new bro, I need to watch this from the start. Well, the good news is that you can either rewind it right now, or you can watch it afterwards as a VOD, or depending on how this works out, I might chop this up and put it out as its own video afterwards. I did get about a third of the way through chopping up the Since You've Been Gone to from EVE Online video, so I hope to get that out by tomorrow, but we'll see. That is an interesting note. Just remember, guys, you can do an action up to 1 tick after you cloak. So in that case, I cloaked and then launched my probes. You can also do that with micro overdrive. Were you Paragon system? I don't understand the question. I did not cover Paragon that well yesterday because I've covered Paragon and other things. Or not yesterday, but 2 days ago, I guess. Excellent. Hey, man, that's what I'm making it for, is to help people learn the game, get to know the game better. There's a wormhole. I kind of do want to know about wormholes, because if I can find a good wormhole or an interesting one, I may end up traversing it. I'm going to filter out anomalies. Whatever. So I'm going to filter out anomalies, and I'll tell you this right now. I guarantee you that after stream, I'm going to roam around the war zone and be like, where's all the plexes? For at least like 10 seconds. And then I'll be like, God damn it. And turn on anomalies again. It happens every single time. K162. So the way you can tell where a wormhole goes is that you right click, show info. This goes to unknown parts of space. This is actually a juicy wormhole. I like this. So we're going to save it as low class. So this low class wormhole is a good way. Not only is that potentially a road home, but low class wormholes C1 through C3 also have the same data and relic sites that Null-sec does. So in theory, those wormhole sites are that wormhole system would be just as good as a Null-sec system when it comes to finding data and relic sites. The only difference is that in the wormhole, I don't have local to protect me. The lazy one, I know. I know that if you filter only for data and relic, then it cleans itself up. But that confuses me. Like, I've tried it multiple times. I can't explain it any better than that. I know it sounds silly. What's a good Alpha Explorer? Any of the T1 Explorers ships. In fact, if you go into the community fittings, you go to Hulls and Fits, you look at community fittings, and then you go to frigates, like the Magnate, any of these air explorer, right? You can even look for the word explorer, and you'll find the Magnate, the Heron, the Imicus, and the Probe. And the reason why these are good is not because like they're all powerful. Obviously, they don't have a cloak for you to defend you with because you're an alpha and you can't cloak. So because you can't cloak, what you really want is what I refer to as expendability tank, okay? This Magnate may not be as good as the Sistero, but it's 1.5 million ISK. Literally, if you just wander around high sec for like 10 minutes, you'll probably find enough drones on a gate somewhere randomly to pay off for more than a dozen of these ships. I know that because when I made my Alpha Explorer, that's exactly what I did. Now, if you go with the Navy issue, then you can actually take that exact concept up a notch, because you can get the combat exploration probes, and then you can literally roam around high sec and hunt for drones that are abandoned, like somebody leaves them behind in a mission or whatever, and scoop them up and make tons of money that way. Nanofiber tank is best tank? Yes. You gotta run. Is there a way to filter for just mining anomalies? Could never figure that out. Create new filter. I don't think so. Nope. Doesn't look like it. You know how I filter out ore anomalies? You want to see how I filter out ore anomalies? It's really easy. Ready? You open up the agency. You go to resource harvesting. You go to ore anomalies. Boom. You've now filtered for ore anomalies. Is there an event? No, there's no event. It's just a login reward. Cosmic signatures, lazy, right? Not anomalies. Anomalies are not scanned. Cosmic signatures are scanned. Yeah. Yep. No event. Back to ratting. At least until next month. There is, like, some special dev stuff going on, like a dev roam or whatever. But nothing like that. Combat site? Shh. Just like that. I turned down my my phone, and then later today I'm gonna miss a call or something and be like, oh crap, my phone's turned down. I need a thing that automatically turns my I need to turn down my phone's volume for 2 hours. I should make an app for that. Fuck. All right. Yeah, combat probing drones and decent ISK around L4 hubs is a new bro. Absolutely correct. Especially if you bring a salvager. Relic. Okay, so relic sites in Null-sec are going to be the more valuable sites of the two, right? Between relic and data. In high sec and low sec, the data sites are actually going to probably be better than the relic sites. And if you're in faction warfare, low sec data sites are by far the best in the enemy backline. It's called Quiet Time. Your phone probably already has that feature. It's possible. K162. Dangerous unknown. Yeah, don't want to go that one. All right, so now I have a relic site. I'm going to warp to it at 100 and then hit my bookmark. I'm going to wait for my warp tunnel to get down to single-digit thousands, and then I'm going to hit submit. I'm going to set it up for two days because I don't want it. I don't want to keep this bookmark here forever. So 8 AU, 3 AU, and now we're in 100 millions, 100,000s, 24. Boom. Yeah, you wait until you get the first tick at less than 10,000 kilometers, and then you hit save, and it basically gives you a perfect spot every single time. So now that I have this pounce, I no longer have to move in between cans. I can just warp back and forth. A feature that you don't know how to use, is it even a feature? Well, yeah. Trust me, there's lots of features that people don't know how to use. Especially in Eve. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be good for me to just make an app that does it exactly the way I want it to. The problem with using other people's apps is that you got to work with their priorities on what is important. That is not wonderful. Aha! Shield. Shield. Yay! 1.2 million. And if we open up our location in space, oh, I have it in the same area as my directional scanner and probe window, whatever. So I'm going to warp to my pounce. There is now somebody in local. So I'm going to pull in my probes, so that way I don't confuse his probes for my probes. Now there is a slight chance that he has this site pre-scanned, but given the fact that he wasn't already here, I don't even think this is necessarily his territory. Chances of him already having it pre-scanned, very low. So if I don't already see it, if I don't see probes, I'm just going to assume I'm okay. And if he kills me, well then I guess this adventure was pretty short. How much was that? 4 million? Cool. Where'd my locations go? Oh, yeah. It's in the same window. I should probably pop that out. Oh, he's gone. Will you stay invisible while hacking? No. Right, I set the do not disturb, but then I have to undo this do not disturb, right? So what I, like in that case, what I did was I turned it down, so that way when I hear it quiet later. This is the challenges of a truly ADHD mind, right? Like, I can't necessarily rely on myself to get it right later. So I need to set it up in such a way that I'll get it right even if I forget what the hell's going on. No, what I can do is if I'm halfway through a hack and I see that there's somebody like probing it down, I can warp to my pounce and cloak up. And then occasionally the hacker comes in, doesn't think anything about the fact that half the cans are already hacked and there's somebody in local, although sometimes I do it in like wormholes or whatever. And then they'll try to finish off the site. And then I just wait till they get to, usually I'll wait till they get to the second can, because by that point they're no longer paying very much attention. And I'll just see where they're going, especially if they travel between it without using a pounce. And I'll just, like, as soon as they hit hack, I'll wait like 2 seconds and then hit warp to them, warp to that exact can, or I'll warp to the can on the way there or whatever, decloak on the way, and grab them. Hey, Jake. Thank you for that subscription if you're here. Look, I'm not going to interrupt the stream for me to figure out how my phone works, okay? Oh, suppressor. Whoa. Oh, suppressor. Oh, God. This is starting to hurt. Can I do it? I have 30. 20. Got it. 4.8 million. My phone screams, help me, oh God, when I get a notification. Oh, boy. Man, I haven't even, if you guys notice, all my phone settings, I got a new phone like a month or two ago, and all of my sounds are still basically the default. So that should tell you exactly how much time I've put into, like, making my phone work for me. You know, so I mean, I was an Android developer for like half a dozen years. So like, I don't know, man. I've kind of hit that stage where it's like, whatever. I use it as a phone. That's what I was saying. Like, if I wanted to do something, I'm not even going to necessarily even figure out how it's quote-unquote supposed to work on this particular phone. I'm just going to write a quick little app that does it for me the way I want it to be. Oh my God. $128,000. Woo-wee! So we've gotten 11 million so far out of this one. Oh, we got 11 million out of that one site. Not too bad. The cobbler doesn't have shoes. Break the paradigm, free your mind. Exactly. Wouldn't it be a better idea to have a cargo scanner on your ship? Some people like to do that for cherry picking purposes. I personally fall under the category of every hack is good practice. So I just hack them all no matter what. I also, not having a cargo scanner allows me to be dual propped. So now I have a micro warp drive to go really, really quickly. But in the event that I do get scrammed, I can also afterburner to try to get away. That and people are silly and still think that cherry picking is a bad thing. It's not, by the way. At best, cherry picking is like complaining that somebody's cherry picking is like complaining that somebody attacked you in your plex, right? Like, it's PvP, it's a competition. They're not here to make things easier for you. Also, a cherry-picked site still despawns in 45 minutes or less. So it doesn't really matter. It's just a thing that mad people say to be mad. Null security space. So this leads to somewhere else in null security space. That's an interesting one. Let's look. So there's the Gallente Nebula. There's the Amar Nebula. So Aridia? Fountain? Solitude? I don't know. Let's find out. This is where that micro warp drive comes in. Because I didn't make a landing pounce as I came onto the wormhole. I'm just going to decloak, micro warp drive away. Well, hold on. There's the nebula there. There's that nebula. It's probably not going to lead me that far away, to be honest. Sure. Scanning the cans would probably be a good option if you want to do it that way. I don't think it's a bad idea. Like I said, I think that hacking the cans is worth it on its own right. And also, because of the way I do my pouncing, like, I don't sit around and take the time to scan all the cans. I'll do that in the sites in Faction Warfare space, because you only get to really hack one of them. Now, where am I? Amencia. Ooh, there's a nice little cluster down here. Let's go that way. Just remember, not all that wander are lost. Not all who wander are lost, I should say. Oh, shoot. There's a SIG here. Wait, the SIG is the wormhole I just came through. Which I should have bookmarked. Always traverse both, or always bookmark both sides of a wormhole that you traverse. Do as I say, not as I do. All right. Tenerifis. There are people here. So because there are people here, I'm going to just keep on moving on. But I also don't want to warp directly to the gate. So I'm going to warp to this structure and cloak up. So I don't want to get caught in a bubble. You don't want to warp gate to gate in Null-sec if you can avoid it. Because even if you warp at range, they can pull you out of warp with a bubble. Which I can see now that this one doesn't have a bubble. Right? But yeah, the whole cherry picker are bad thing is vastly overstated. That said, I will actually even I will hack a can. Like if I get to a cherry pick site, I'll still hack the cans and just finish it off and move on. But again, I don't really do the stuff to like maximize my income. I'm doing stuff to do stuff. So my philosophy is just do stuff to do stuff and the money will just appear. Cargo scanner and Null-sec is the difference between 300 million an hour and 100 million an hour. That's possible. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. The other thing is that by the time I hit to that 300 million, I'm probably already on my way home. So, to put it a different way, that's the difference between spending an hour in Null-sec and spending half an hour in Null-sec, I guess. Man, all these things have like, all these rooms have people in it. This is, I should have stayed on the other place. Oops. Probably not going to get it with this one. Maybe, but probably not. Nope. What? Screw these giant rocks. That was a desolate ore field. They exist in Null-sec to replace belts that got removed. Man, that was a funny story. You remember when the most devastating change from Blackout Chaos era was actually never intended? And, well, not an accident, was kind of a series of decisions that were not made with the express idea of, like, design in mind. What happened was, at the beginning of the Chaos era, they... Man... don't like the fact that there's somebody already here. They could be hunting for explorers, but we'll risk it. Okay, so what they did was when they changed the way that ore was distributed, or minerals were distributed in ore, they made it so that certain ore was basically no longer spawning in certain areas of space, which made it so that there were sometimes entire regions, certainly entire constellations, that had no asteroid belts at all in them, right? Or at least no ore at all in them. So there was just these empty belts that never spawned any rocks. And this confused a lot of people. People assumed that it did spawn rocks. And it was just like, say, the NPCs that were probably destroying or, eating the rocks before anybody got a chance, right? So they would... Stand by. So people would complain about the fact that, the NPCs are eating all the rocks, that there's no rocks to find. So then to avoid the confusion, finally about a year later after that change was made, they took out all of the belts that no longer spawn any ore, right? Oh, we'll alleviate the confusion. We'll take away the belts that no longer spawn anything, right? They weren't thinking about it. So then suddenly there's now entire constellations or even entire regions that have no belts at all. Zero. And this was kind of not seen as too big of a problem until it was pointed out that I think it was actually, it might have even been Tenerifis, but the Angel Cartel home constellation, which is the home constellations of most of the empire or pirate empires. That's where you find the officers the most. That's how you grind for officer drops, is by going into those belts and spawning the rats and trying to get the rare spawn of the officer, right? You go belt to belt, kill the rats, get the spawns, etc., etc. Well, by removing all the belts, they made it literally impossible to farm for certain stuff without a much, much, much more lamer process of like basically this small chance of them spawning in elsewhere or whatever. No reliability. So then players were complaining that basically there were certain officers that basically would not spawn. So CCP fixed that problem by now making it so that belt rats spawned on the gates. Okay, well, if not every system has a belt, but we need these rats to exist in these systems, well, the one thing that does exist in every system is a gate. We'll just put the rats on the gate. But now you have these huge NPC gate camps, potentially. You have dreads and carriers and titans potentially spawning on just a random Stargate in Null-sec, which made it so that roaming groups had a huge problem moving around. They would be killed by the rats. And as it turns out, Null-sec players really, really don't like to be killed by rats. So, once again, they were unhappy. And that's why I said, like, the most impactful change, the fact that now rats gate camp fucking Null-sec systems, was a cascade of choices made to simply solve a small issue as it played out, right? No ore means no belts, means no officers. We need rats, so we're going to put the rats on the gates. Oh wait, those rats kill everybody now. So eventually they fixed it a second time by adding these things called desolate ore fields. So now in a system that has no ore spawns, we'll still spawn we'll still have these desolate ore fields that communicate to the person that no ore is in fact going to spawn here, but also it is a spawn point for the NPCs. So now the NPCs no longer spawn on the gates, they now spawn in the desolate ore fields. We have desolate ore fields, And we don't have gate camps anymore. And that is how an accident led to the most impactful change from the Chaos Era. I thought NPC camping gates was normal and was a thing. Right. Well, you can still find some NPCs on gates, but not the same kind of spawns that you see in belts. Yep, exactly. It wasn't a bug, per se. It was just that when they removed certain ore from Null-sec, it made it so entire regions didn't have ore anymore. And instead of fixing it by changing what ore was there, they instead fixed it by removing the belts entirely. Wow, 9 million. Who said data sites suck? Wait, I did. Shit. Why is there a war target out here? God damn it. That can't be good. At least I have only one more can to hack. Let's hope this goes well. I gotta be quick. Quick as a rabbit, right? That's what we're doing here? I actually, one of the reasons why I decided to go with hacking today, especially Yeet exploration, is because I've long since said that explorers are the rabbits of Eve, right? Like, you're kind of a prey creature. You live off of the land, and you survive mostly by being very fast. Nah! Okay. 25. 10. Bam. Bam. Done. Good? Good. 1.4. Got it. I could see them using gate camping NPCs if, for example, the Blood Raiders and Sanchas start getting active in the world news. Right. Yeah. They could just be like, oh, yeah, increased activity and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's totally a gut feeling, but I would check NPC null if I think that you'll get better results. What, for hacking? Possibly. But that's, I mean, like, Yeet exploration isn't always about getting the best results. It's about getting an adventure, right? Like, I don't choose where I go. I just hit Yeet, and here I am. I'm just wandering around. Could you explain the pounce concept again? Where do you the point at? So, as I'm warping to the site, I keep an eye on my warp drive and how far I am to it. And the first tick that I get in which the number is below 10,000, I hit finish. So, hey, sister core probe launchers. See? Another explorer. I knew it. So the question is, do I try to kill him? I don't have a point, though. So instead of trying to kill him, I'm going to pull in my probes. Hey, look, it's another Astero. Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. How old is the player? Well, they left now. Obviously, what they found wasn't great. I do have Asteros that are designed to kill anything else I find in the plexes. I just happen to not be in one right now. My timer should be up. And so uncloak, yeet. Now I'm in Ethereum Reach with more people. Let's go. Oh, it's Slice. I'm going to play an ad. Boom. Fat Lee. That's a good name, I guess. Wait. In a paladin. All right, well, Fat Lee is in a paladin, so something tells me he's not going to be, like, probing and ganking me or anything. Not in that ship, at least. Pretty amazing if he did. So I didn't actually cover up the entire bubble this time because I did it really quick, so I might get an error, or if I don't get anything, then I know where it is. Oh, there's the echo. So the echo, one of the two is going to be in the centerpiece, so this is the center, and this one is not in the center. Given the fact that if it was in the center, it would not be an echo, I know that this other one, the further one away, is the correct one. And the nice thing about echoes and rings are... I don't know how to play this game. No, occasionally you get it wrong. It was kind of a close call on that one. But even if you do, you just go to the other one. But the other, the good thing that's about echoes and rings, this one's also going to be bad, right? Yes! Okay, so what happened there was, I was going to say that, like, echoes and rings allow you to, like, zero in a lot better. But what happened there was I actually got too greedy and bumped it down too many notches. So if I bump it up one more notch still, it still has scan deviation. A little bit of scan deviation. So while I could look at that to see, like, where the window of opportunity would be for that area, instead it was a little bit further off, just as you can see. So once again, we see... oh my god. Once again, we see that this one is in the center. This one is not. We can look to see, like, it's this band right here. This little arc is where it could be. So we're going to put it there. Bob will punish me for not even trying to kill the Astero. You should be treated with Kaldaris. Probably. We'll see. Remember, I'm embracing my inner rabbit today, lazy one. I'm not the rabbit from Monty Python. Okay? I'm just a normal bunny rabbit trying to get lucky. And in this case, I get lucky by not being turned into a rabbit's foot. I just want to cook. I just want to chew on my carrots, man. I just want to chew on the carrots. Pacifist money. Bunny. All right. Is it behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit. So many people around here. For death awaits you. big, sharp, pointy teeth. Man, I am being very sloppy with my scanning. Do you think we'll get any activity from the rabbit? No. They'll wait till Easter. They should, like, if they were going to do that, they probably would have done that in the beginning, right? It's the year of the Garista! How would you get back to high sec when you're so deep in null? We'll show you, but I'm going to use a pair of filaments to do it. Hey, Solstice. Wormhole? You're the waterboarded Garistus? I don't know about that. I am curious about how the next couple events are going to go. Hey! That's interesting. I may not have mentioned this earlier, but Slice are like the worst players in the game. Dangerous unknown parts of space. Well, fuck. Never mind. I guess they're just watching the hole because they're afraid that something spooky is going to come out from a C5 space. C4, C5 space, I think, right? Yeah. Dangerous. Deadly unknown C6. Yeah, C4, C5. Now, if I really, really cared about ISK, I would have stayed in that first area that I was, the Sancha area. Sancha makes some pretty good loot, especially in relic sites. And it was nice and quiet. But that's no fun, so we just kept on moving. Hey, I'm near you? All right. Are you coming to kill me then? Oh no, I didn't see the echo. I should have done the echo first, because the problem is that once you move your probes, it's hard to determine which one is the correct echo, right? So I'm just gonna guess. Do I want to fight? Well, I mean, my way of fighting in this ship is more avoiding, but you know, you're free to come try to kill me. Combat site? I'm good. I don't know. I've been accused of that, and I've been accused of the opposite, so... Hell, yesterday I did not feel that good. Excuse me. Yesterday was a pretty brutal day for my kill board. But we got work done. That's what's important. You are near me is a decidedly threatening statement in New Eden. Oh, look! I know where you are. I see you. Yes, I'm warping gate to gate. Yes, I'm getting a little bit lazy. Oh, 7 LM1. We're just doing some Yeet exploration as a chill day. I was talking about this earlier. I think I might have a stream schedule now, okay? Like a show schedule. Tuesdays at 1800 will be the main show, right? Where I'll present some sort of concept or give a presentation. Thursday is more like chill day, practical stuff, playing the game, etc. And then Friday is like the update day, right? Where we talk about what's coming, etc. Unless something comes up, like a blog, we will always go over those sorts of things as soon as we can. That leaves Monday as my wild card and Wednesday as my day off. And by day off, I mean day to, like, edit and get other things done. It is Vic Vorlin. Holy shit! What has Aderon Robotics been up to? Well, we, for a short period of time, became the most powerful force in Galmill. But then we remembered our original mission, and so allowed... or had a lot of the people that were involved in that split off to make their own group, and Aderon focus on its own thing. But we've been working together with the Galmill as they begin to form together, and we've been taking back the war zone quite a bit recently. Ever since Uprising, we've managed to secure our southern half and fortify our lines of defense. You can see the map, the way the map has changed, or the way the map works has changed. So as you can see, like, our whole area, including Fleet, is a rear guard, which means that this is all highly defensible. And our front lines are now Naga, Oin, and Vlil. And so they have pushed us back from Oin, or from Oix, but we've managed to push them completely out of the south. We are stabilizing Naga, Oto, Oin, and Vlil. And then we're going to be pushing back into Oix, Nena, Pine, and Suj. Fleet, Fortress Fleet remains. And also Hades has become the industrial powerhouse of the Galmill now. So we're doing great, man. We need to take Othanoon. You know what? I will say this. I am legitimately nervous about taking Othanoon. I am very nervous at what might happen if we actually took Othanoon. I sincerely believe that there is a decent chance that a null group, or more than one, will take exception to us taking Othanoon, and will make sure that it doesn't remain in Gallente control for very long. That said, controlling that whole pipe up to Othanoon would be hilarious. I personally also, like, on a personal note, like not owning Othanoon. Hold on. You still have piles of stuff in Fleet and Hade. Maybe I should restart my account and get... oh, shit! Oh, shit! A parchment hole! A Pochfin hole. Are you serious? Excellent. Well, look at my friends. They're all here. Oh, also, the Bullcut Butcher, i.e. President Celis Agard, decided to take 2 constellations out of the war zone, including the constellation that involved Intaki, and has been building up fortifications in Intaki ever since. And in reaction to that, the Caldari actually took sovereignty in Syndicate space. So Caldari now have territory in Null-sec, like sovereign territory in Null-sec, which is kind of weird. The next faction campaign should be starting pretty much any time. I have no idea, but let's see which system in Pochfin we end up in. This time I will actually bookmark both wormholes. Raravos. I'm in Raravos. Hell yeah. All right, let's check out Pochfin. Yes, it is the first time that we've ever had an Empire-owned space in Null-sec. Correct. Basically, the Syndicate allowed the Caldari to own 2 different constellations. Here, I'll show you what happened. With this backdrop. Or I guess not a backdrop, because I'm going to go like this. Okay, so what happened was, where is it? If we go to, how do I, well, whatever, we'll do this. Intaki. No, not showing map browser. God damn it. Show on map. So here's Intaki. And here's the constellation around Intaki. Okay. Now, up here, and there's the Pegalar constellation. This is one of the constellations that I think that they're going to be attempting to strike at next. But they took out this whole area out of faction warfare. Okay. But here's the problem with that. If you go out to here, so you've got Harul, which is in the same constellation, right? So this is the same constellation with Intaki. You get to Harul, and that leads to MHC TAC R3, right? And MCH TAC R3 is 2 jumps from Poidat, which is the headquarters, which is the capital system of the Intaki Syndicate. So the Intaki Syndicate are extremely nervous about the fact that the Gallente seized control over Intaki Prime. So to defend themselves against the Gallente, the Caldari has convinced them to allow them to move into the constellations, this constellation here. So if you look here, if we go show info, it'll say, I guess it doesn't say sovereignty anymore. But you can see they've got all new Caldari stations and sites, Caldari Navy anchorages and such, right? So the Caldari have moved in here so that way they can help block Poidat from Gallentian attack. It was somewhat scripted. All of this happened as a result of the end result of the faction campaign. We don't necessarily know how it could have ended up differently, but we do know that like the Caldari secured the Stargate, which is probably what triggered a few things. So like, for instance, the Intaki Stargate, this Stargate here, they put a Stargate in Intaki that connects it to a Mignon and HiSec. So this is what the Gallente built after they took Intaki in order to be able to secure their location in Intaki. So they built this Stargate from a Mignon into Intaki, which allows them to put security in there directly, which is also why Intaki is now a 0.2 system instead of a 0.1 system. Okay? However, the original intent of that Stargate, the Mignon Stargate, was not going to connect to Intaki originally. They had to redirect it. Where was it going to connect originally? Well, it was going to connect to a system called Othanoon. Which is over here. The system of Othanoon is a Triglavian minor victory, and a Edencom structure has spawned there around Planet 5. Okay? So around Planet 5, a secret Edencom facility decloaked and triggered a fight between the Caldari and the Gallente to secure that location. Once the Caldari secured it, they began a gate construction competition between the Gallente and the Caldari, where both tried to construct a Stargate. The Caldari managed to complete their Stargate, so now they have a Stargate from Samanuni to Othanoon. The Gallente Stargate that was supposed to connect Othanoon to Amignon failed. And because the Amignon to Othanoon Stargate failed, instead, that Stargate was redirected to Intaki. Because it was redirected to Intaki, that's what led the state to take the territory in Syndicate. So yes, the Gallente and the Caldari did make big moves, but it was directly attached to what the players did and how much we helped accomplish or fail to accomplish the Empire's goals. The Gallente were the only faction to fail to complete their objective. That's correct. Eve Twitter dropped the name Poidot a couple days ago. Yes. Now, there is the meme, you know, Poidot is the only name system in Syndicate. This is definitely a meme that just gets talked about all the time. So simply them bringing it up is not enough to really be like, oh. But like, yeah, they are bringing attention to the places that are important. Yeah, the Intaki Stargate was the last action before the winter break. Correct. The next faction campaign should start soon. However, the other half of the faction campaign, i.e. the stellar transmuter part, the Amar have been building stellar transmuters. That part of the campaign, I think, is going to be more important for what happens next. Well, yeah, we still don't know what the Triglavian research was for. And Lark, thank you for the follow or subscription. So, basically, the Caldari acquired a whole bunch of Triglavian data, while the Amar and the Mimitar acquired a bunch of stellar research data based on the actions of the stellar transmuter that the Amar online. I sincerely believe that Turner exploded because the Mimitar captured the other two systems with the other two transmuters. So I think that also would have played out differently if players had not captured those two star systems. They have specified that CCP has specified that faction campaigns will always make a change to the universe based on player actions. So the things that happened were because of how that played out. Now then, all right. I am in Raravos. Let's do something about that. I can go to... But the Caldari and Gallente got separate trig data event. That's what I meant. Well, hold on. You think that it's separate. You think that it's separate. but it probably isn't. The fact that the Caldari are doing massive Triglavian research, while the Amarr are doing stellar research on transmuters, and Lydai is working with Khanid in order to speculate or to scope out the next location for the accelerators for their next trial, and the fact that we know that Archive K exists, combined basically means that the Caldari's research into the Triglavians and the Amarian research into the Triglavians are not separate efforts, more likely than not. Yeah, no, I think that rather than blowing up the star, it would have linked the stars together. That the reason why Turner simply destabilized was because the other two stars that it was resonant with were being controlled by the Mimitar, who somehow stopped the Amarians' progress in Turner. Because think about it, Turner blew up after the Amarians completed their task. But once the Mimitar completed their task, they're able to successfully shut down their two transmuters. So the question was, what would have happened if all three transmuters had stayed within Amarian control and they had completed the task fast enough? I believe that that would have created what the Amarians were looking for, which were linking those stars together. Instead, the two stars that it was supposed to link with got pulled away from them, and so instead, the star destabilized and blew up. And by blew up, I mean, pulsed. Yeah, the Amarian Caldari are not just friends, but there has been ongoing secret cooperation with them when it comes to intelligence and precursor technology. Okay? Like, that's basically what Archive K is all about. Remember, the head of Edencom Intelligence is a former Inquisitor of Amarr, and the number 2 guy in Edencom Intelligence was that Amarian guy's contact within the Caldari's Archive K records. Like, those are the 2 people in charge of Edencom now. Clearly, the Caldari and the Amarr are working together on a level that they really don't want other people to know about. And like I said, Lydai is actively working with the Khanid in determining where to put the next transmuters. More likely than not in Iridia, which will be interesting, because I think that if that gets successful, think about it. What if there was a new bridge to Iridia? Who knows? All right. If we go to edencom.space, we can go to Pokvin, and we can see I am in Raravos, which is right there in Krai Svarog. I would like to be in Vale, which is in Krai Velez, but obviously that's pretty far away. So let's see whether or not any of these are going to work for me, or whether or not I just need to leave. Okay. So Harva is pretty close. Wait, is Harva the home system? No, that's Niarja. Harva is... I don't think that's going to work for me. Where does Raravos connect to? That has some chance of working out for me. Tanundin? That's Caldari, right? Skarkon? Skarkon's Mimitar. Ooh, Skarkon's Mimitar. Hold on. That can go to Null-sec. Fuck. All right. I really want to get to Vale. So Fuck it. Let's try. Let's see what happens, man. What's my cargo look like? It's only 31 million. What's my fit look like? I'd be sad if I lost it, but that makes it exciting, right? So let's go ahead and head to Vale. By the way, these little rogue drone guys, these are the guys that you want to kill if you want to get standings with both Edencom and the Triglavians. Can't see the game? Maybe it's OPSEC because I don't want you guys killing me. No, I'm just kidding. As I've said, if you need to notify me of something, you can always do so through a super chat. God, that's hilarious. I do appreciate all of the super thanks and super likes and members and all that sort of stuff. The support is really important to allowing me to do all of this. I will say that while I have survived the transition from Twitch, my income literally got cut in half. Why did I transition, though? Because I got banned from Twitch, and I still don't know why. They won't respond or anything. I literally don't know why. In fact, they told me that repeated infractions that they've told me about, but they've never told me about anything. So I went through all of my records. I've appealed it. They've never responded to my appeal. I just gave up. I don't care enough. Long trip ad break. That is a way to do OPSEC. It's a really terrible way to do OPSEC, but you know. Not selling out. Have you ever heard the song Hooker with a Penis? It's a good song. I sold out long before you ever even knew my name. I sold my soul to sell a record. Dipshit man, you bought one? Thanks for your fitting video. As a new player, it's one of by far the most helpful I was able to find in 2 months. Right, exactly. That's a... that's why I did it. I wanted to make one video where it was all in context with each other. Yes, Tool! Exactly. Tool is great. Wait, I didn't need to do that. I listened to some strange songs. So, look, Maynard, the lead singer of Tool, was called out for selling out. And so he wrote a whole song about, of course I sold out. That's how you get into the music business, you idiot. That's the entire premise of the video. That's why, or the song. That's why it's called Hooker with a Penis, because he sold out, right? He sells himself for money because he's a singer. That's how you make money. All you see and hear on TV is a product begging for your fat ass dirty dollar. Shut up and buy. I would play it, but Lord, do I already have problems with DMCA takedowns or whatever. Speaking of which, I actually did get an update from CCP. CCP has talked to the people who are doing the hits against my account, and apparently it will be resolved in a couple of days. So, yay! We're working in the right direction. Isn't Tool like from 25 years ago or something? I think I remember the name. Dude. I'm 40, man. Yes. From Tom McDonald. I don't know that one. You know, this trip is going alarmingly well. I should probably not say such things. Don't get ahead at this point. Yes. We will have the return of Below the Asteroids. Man, I got hit, like, literally the other day, yesterday. I got 2 new hits on videos that are, like, over a year old. My Arcia interview, where we were talking about some of the events that were going on, like, 2 years ago. Like, that video got struck yesterday. So bizarre. Why would you verbally say that out loud? Which one? What? What did I say? Oh, that things are going well? Because I like excitement? I don't know. The man is out to get me. Yeah. Well, no, I think that what happened was when CCP put their stuff on Spotify, it triggered this company to automatically start trying to protect their music. And so what happened is that now the algorithm or the background systems are going through all of my videos and one by one catching every single time I've used Below the Asteroids and just hitting them all. Well, look. Let me put it to you this way, Virewolf. What is more exciting? Me making it all the way to Vale and jumping out and having it all be clean? Or me saying, wow, everything's going swimmingly, and then having everything go wrong? Which one of those two makes the more interesting stream? Again, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to make good stories. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. Exactly, the latter. Totally. Things are always more fun when they go wrong. Hey, Cass. It's hanging. It's hanging. How you doing? You want to see Vale? Well, we're getting pretty close. I imagine Drake is waiting for me in Vale as opposed to like going to catch me on the way there because he knows that I move pretty safely. This is not the Klingon salute. I'm not a big Trekkie, but I do know that this is not the Klingon salute. We made it, boys. We made it all the way halfway around the triangle. Hey, look, I've got all these little buddies here to help me out. I'm going to go do something really silly, guys. We're going to keep doing silly things, apparently. I just saw that there's a wreck over here, and now I'm being greedy. I've got this squad here that's going to protect me if I need it. Hopefully they don't warp off. Boom! An extra 7.5 million. Another 500,000. If they warp off, I gotta go. Okay. Let's go. It's the Klingon salute that identifies as a Vulcan. Fair. So there's a stork and a wolf. Oh, wow. I didn't know I could just warp directly to this part. Shit. I figured I was going to start out on the Stargate, on the acceleration gate or whatever. Here we go. All right. There it is, the DAWS Porvitium Transmuter. There you go. I'm sure it's fine, guys. I'm sure that it's fine. That star looks perfectly healthy. Don't you agree? What kind of star is it? Oh, it's the G5 yellow, so it's a fruitful. Gold. It's gold. That's right. It's gold. Gold eminence. I will say that, like, a couple days after Rarvos went down, I remember going in there and looking at the star, and just for a second was just like, did we just fuck up? Did we just do something very, very bad? No, it's called Eminence Gold. It used to be a G5 yellow, but now it's Eminence Gold. Because the Triglavians have their own name for the different kinds of stars. There's Eminence Gold, Eminence Glory, Eminence Fruitful. I can't remember what the third blue star is. Either way. Are we the baddies? That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Mulligan just reset all the stars and start Invasions Chapter 3 again. What time is it? Oh, hey, look, it's about time for us to be done anyways. Well, no, that's just what they call that type of star, is Eminence Gold. So, like, in the XCZ data streams, they say, as the Subornost and Kybernauts pass over the waters of communion, the floods of liminality shall cover the faces of eminent glory and eminent gold alike. Eminent glory is the O1 blue stars, I think, like Niarja was. And then these G5 yellow stars were eminent gold. So you can even see, like, if I look on the description here, eminence gold. Its name is Sun G5 Gold Eminence. Yes, this is a very invulnerable building. And these singularities on the back were the things that the Amarr ones never had. Perhaps Amarr know how to blow up a building now? Well, they said that they learned a lot. So maybe. I guess we'll find out soon enough, huh? Oops. Isn't that pretty? Maybe you can attack it and trigger a lore event. You can actually attack these things. You can attack the Dawes liminality locus. The EMP bomb on the monument. That wasn't here. Can't remember what system that was in. Anywho. So now that I'm in Vale, let's show off how awesome this is. The last piece of my puzzle of how I'm going to deal with this whole getting out of Null-sec thing. Now, I didn't have to use a Pochvin wormhole, right? I could have used this Pochvin home filament that would have gotten me to come here. Or, well, it would have gotten me in Pochvin, right? And then I could have navigated to Vale. But now that I'm in Vale, I can do this. Ready? I uncloak. I go in and I yeet. But because I used a proximity and I'm in Vale, I can guarantee I will drop off in Gallente space. And I'm an Old Man Star, which is close enough. Old Man Star is the one dangerous system that it can actually lead to. But hell, I'm an Old Man Star now. So... congratulations, guys. That big, long adventure, I went through Tenerifis, I went to Sancha Space, I went to 5 different regions of Null-sec, and then went to Pochvin, navigated 8 jumps, and poof, I'm 2 jumps from home. What kind of ships would you recommend to repair standings with the Triglavians by killing drones in Pochvin? Most people have gotten, like... done well with like sniper corms or whatever. You can go, if you saw that rogue drone site that I warped to at one point, those are actually pretty runnable, especially they're really low tier, especially if you have a small team of people. I'd recommend cruisers, but all you have to do is snipe a rogue drone or 2 and then you're done.
Warp drive active.
All right, any last questions? Otherwise, I'm going to dock up and wrap things up. When is reading day? Ooh, yeah. That's a good question. Let's talk about that. We could do a Chronicle even tomorrow, if we wanted to. Since I don't really have anything else to talk about, per se, that I know of yet. It would just be a matter of deciding which chronicle. So I guess over the next 24 hours, if you have a request, let me know, and I'll prioritize, and I'll see whether or not we can prioritize it. I'm going to not do any chronicle that's already been read by Eve Reader Podcast. I'm probably going to avoid prioritizing. Let's see what we can do. Let's go look. Eve Universe. The longest one available. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, that's right. We were going to start with Black Mountain. Yeah, we were going to start with the Black Mountain. I mean, the Black Mountain is kind of the longest one available. Yeah, look. Boo. Hold on. So, Black Mountain has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 chronicles. So, yeah, I think that we're going to be able to file that as the longest one. Career agents on your video, not sure that you saw it, but I did them again recently and they need a lot of work still. So throwing them away and starting over is more or less what they should do with them. They've done a lot of stuff. I think we did have a back and forth about this. If you have specific feedback, you can talk to CCP about it. If you don't know who to talk to at CCP, let me know, because I'm in contact with the people that do that stuff. If you give me like a set of things to just bring to them, I will absolutely do that for you, Jeff. Okay, great. Well, we have a plan for tomorrow. It's on one of your videos. I'll go double check to see if I can find it. But yeah. I'm not actively trying to avoid, like, dealing with it, though, just to let you know. I'll see what I can do. I do believe that the agent, like, I'm of the opinion that the tutorials really need to be like a set of scenarios that you can load up at any time while docked up. All right, I have been Astrofi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put Eve into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching watching the show, for supporting, liking the video. Make sure to like the video. Subscribing to the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And especially thank you for all of you who go the extra mile to support the stream, either by merch or the Patreon, or even just joining the convocation of Empyreans in EVE and helping us maximize player engagement with EVE Online and secure the southern half of the war zone for freedom and democracy. Let's see. Let's post some links. Let's see. Patreon, COE, EVE. If you need a buddy code, you can go ahead and use my buddy code. And yeah, if you want to check out my game, I have Playton, which is a real-time puzzle game that we showed off last episode. And check that out. Yep. And another thing I've been thinking about doing is there's other YouTubers that like put out stuff, and I've been thinking about doing reaction videos to their stuff, both to give critique, but also to maybe give them some, exposure. But in regards to that, somebody who does not require my critique or exposure, but you should absolutely check out, is a man named Johnny Pugh. I know I've talked about him before, but I want to bring it up again. Johnny Pugh is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he has started over with his videos, going through all of the basic DED sites. This is especially great for newer players, because these are kind of the high sec sites that you'll run into. And he shows off all of the different sites, what they are, what rats are available, how to make the best loot, etc., etc. So especially as a newer player trying to find out how to do the stuff that's new player friendly, this is a good resource, an amazing resource for, yes, it's Solstice. J. Pugh is back. I'm so happy about it. So yeah, go check out his shit. It is youtube.com @JohnnyPugh, 2 N's. But I do want to do my part and thank my co-designers: Abyssus, Aikawarazu Chan, Arydanika the Queen, BlackRoseNoble, Dajat Lemmont, Drake, Golden Age Stories, J. Kuhn, LM1, Malak Starfire, Midnight Space Monkey, Not Just Fun, Seeds Aplenty, Serenolin with No Eyes, Syliana Vel'ash, Nephilim, Grendel, Zaul Nex, as well as my Immortal Tier patrons, sponsors of Ebo1337 and Rid. If you want to join that list, you can join the basic list of supporters for $1 a month. You can join the list of co-designers for, I think, $5 a month. And either way, you get access to the really cool private channels and access to some things early, and a private line to be able to ask me for suggestions for things to do. Also, make sure that you become a member on the YouTubes. There is a $1 membership that allows you to get access to the member-only videos, as well as higher tiers that give you access to other things like this, like the emotes and priority viewing on your chat, and et cetera, et cetera. So consider all of that if you want to support the channel. But either way, whether or not you do, as long as you're here, as long as you like the channel, as long as you share it with your friends, I am eternally in your debt. So, with all that said, as I have said, I am Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and I'll see you in space.
Bring on the wrecking machine.
And now I remember to turn my phone back up. For every city